What's up guys, hope you're doing great. This is your boy Kobishos. In today's video we're going to look at some 3 gimbal moves that I love so much that I always incorporate in my videos. I have with me the Crane 3S, the 6K Pro, and I also have the 1835mm 1.8 from Sigma, and I have this beautiful and wonderful model over here looking all lit up in the sun, wearing yellow against a background that it actually complements. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move in a 180-degree angle or a semicircle so that we can get some dynamic shots. So the background looks like it's moving in the opposite direction. And the second gimbal move you're going to go with is going to mimic a crane where I actually rise and I tilt the camera accordingly so that it keeps it in the same axis. And the third one is going to be the most complex one out of the 3. So whilst the sun is still up, let us get right into it. The mode I'm going to use for my gimbal is the follow mode, which is going to allow me to tilt whilst I create any camera movement with the gimbal. It might come off as different with your gimbal, depending on what you're using, but it's essentially going to allow me to tilt as I move, just as I said. The follow mode essentially enables the gimbal to allow the camera to tilt upwards or face upwards or tilt downwards, or in other words, face downwards. So the first gimbal move we're going to look at is the simplest out of the 3, and it's the partial parallax camera movement. Where here in partial, I mean a 180 degree, which here I revolve around the subject halfway, and as you see the background moving in the opposite direction, the subject also move in the other direction. The second gimbal camera movement is the crane tilt, and in either way, whether you're going up or coming down, you're gonna tilt the camera from upwards to downwards depending on where you want your subject to be. So looking at my movement, I stay put in one position, have my subject in one position, and I make sure that my subject is right there in the frame in the center, and you only see the background moving upwards or downwards in the opposite direction where I go. So if I ascend, the background descends, and vice versa. The last and the complex one out of the 3 gimbal camera movements that we are going to talk about today is the pan twist. With this particular camera movement, you notice that I don't stay put, I actually move around the subject. So it's similar to the first gimbal camera movement that we spoke about, which implies the parallax effect in a 180-degree angle. And similarly, the background moves in the opposite direction, but the spin to this particular camera movement, which makes it very unique, is that there's a descent or there's an ascension. So if I rotate around the subject in a 180 degree, you notice that I twist the gimbal so that it revolves or wraps around my subject. And this is the result of the pan twist gimbal camera movement. So yeah, I hope you learned a thing or two. Thank you very much for sticking through to the very end. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the post notification button. Share it across all social media platforms, and I'm going to catch you next time in the next video. Have a wonderful day. See ya.